Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to Common English Mistakes. Don't just learn, improve. So today we're going to look at a couple of mistakes and issues with phrases to talk about time. The most common one is a phrase with the word moment, which people either directly translate from their language or use in the wrong situation. So we'll look at that and other moment phrases, the difference between in time and on time, and again, the correct words or phrases to use in different situations, and finally, other time phrases and idioms. So anyway, the mistake is up here. I'm living with a friend in this moment while I find a place to live. Just pause the video, try to correct the sentence. And well done if you said, I'm living with a friend at the moment. So when we want to say something is temporary, like the example sentence, or happening right now, I'm stuck in traffic at the moment, so I'm going to be late, use the phrase at the moment. And be careful if you're a Spanish or Portuguese speaker, because in your languages, the same phrase translates slightly differently. But it also causes confusion because the phrase at this moment exists. If you said, I'm living with my brother at this moment, it wouldn't be 100% wrong, but a native speaker would never say this. It has a much more specific meaning. Your boss asks you, when will the report be finished? You say, I'm finishing it at this moment. Or we have no plans to move at this moment. Just pause the video and think when you would use this phrase. And well done if you said we use this phrase to emphasize this specific precise moment or time. We also use it more with negative sentences, like the second example, or a company might say, we are not accepting any job applications at this moment. There are also a couple of variations you can use. At this very moment, if you're talking about now, or at this moment in time, or at the present moment if it's a temporary thing. Another useful phrase is for the moment, which has a similar meaning, temporarily, that you're implying the situation might or is likely to change in the future. For example, we'll probably move house in the future, but we're staying here for the moment. Then we also have in a moment, meaning in a short time, 10 minutes or so. I'll be with you in a moment. And in the moment, meaning fully focused on the present time or now. Can't worry about the future, man. You gotta live in the moment. So those are your moment phrases. Again, the main thing to be careful of is using in this moment, which is wrong, or at this moment in the wrong situation. So the next mistake I often see is this one. My friend is never in time. Just pause the video, see if you can correct this sentence. And well done if you said, my friend is never on time. So on time, adjective phrase, like the example sentence, but can also be used as an adverb. My friend never arrives on time means punctual or not late. Can use it for people, but also things like trains and buses. The train is on time, the train is going to arrive on time. And it's much better to use this phrase rather than saying my friend is never punctual, which would sound a little strange. Just pause the video, look at these three sentences and think when we do use punctual. And well done if you said it's a bit more formal, so it's better to say it's important to be punctual at work, our company provides punctual delivery, but also it's more general. My friend isn't very punctual, you're saying generally that's part of his personality. So that's on time, and this is the one you're going to use used most often. In time means before a specific time or event in the future, or just early enough. So, for example, I thought we were going to miss our train, but we arrived in time, the time when the train left. Or the exam was only 1 hour, but I managed to finish in time, before the end of the exam. You can also modify these phrases by saying in plenty of time, to say it was a long period of time, no stress, or to say it was very close, stressful, a short period of time, say just in time, or a nice idiom, in the nick of time. We also often use this phrase with for plus noun or to plus verb to talk about the event. For example, we arrived at the beach in time for the sunset or in time to see the sunset. And finally, this phrase also has another meaning, that something will happen eventually. For example, I'm recovering from an injury at the moment, so I haven't been playing football, but I will in time. It will definitely happen at some point in the future. So let's now look at some other phrases, expressions, idioms with the word time. Firstly, you can say, I had the time of my life in Thailand, which means either it was the most fun I've ever had, but more commonly, just that you enjoyed yourself a lot. There's also the idiom, have a whale of a time. We had a whale of a time at the party. It's a fun bit of language, but probably not as common, and something a native speaker might not say. The next useful one is I clean my oven from time to time, meaning occasionally. It's a useful one to know because often using a phrase is much more natural than using a single word, saying I clean my oven occasionally. I covered other frequency adverb phrases in another video. It will be available at the end of this one. Next one. Personally, I like to make my lunch ahead of time, means in advance or before when something is needed. For me, that means the night before. Next one. If you say, it's time the government did something about crime, you're saying something should happen now or should have happened earlier. There's a specific grammar rule for when we use this phrase. Just pause the video and say which structure we use after the phrase it's time. And well done if you said we use it's time plus the past. Usually past simple, like the example sentence, but we can also use past continuous. It's almost 3 a.m. It's time we were going. You can also emphasize it by saying it's about time. Also, it's high time, but I think this is a little bit old-fashioned. I don't think people would say it today. Next one, it was a race against time to get everything ready for the party, a situation where time is limited and things must be done quickly. Then, I'm not sure if I made the right decision. Time will tell. You're saying the truth or what is correct will be known in the future. Generally, I would just use this on its own, like the example sentence, but you can also say, time will tell whether plus a clause. Time will tell whether I made the right decision or not. And then finally, wow, it's already 4:30, time flies, you use when time appears to move very quickly. Again, you could say something like, time flies when you're having fun, but generally I would just use it on its own, like the example sentence. So anyway, explanation over. Those phrases are summarized here. There are some useful ones there, so do take a moment to study. But anyway, if you think it's time you improved your English and you want to study from time to time, do make sure to like, subscribe, click that notifications button so you never miss a video. Now, when you're ready, let's practice and improve. Just pause the video and put a phrase from today's lesson into these sentences. More than one option may be possible, but try to choose the best. And well done if you said, I like to buy train tickets ahead of time, maybe a week before you're traveling when they're going to be more expensive. The metro in my city is reliable and usually on time, not late. I had the time of my life in Rio. It's an amazing city. You could also say I had a whale of a time. It's not that common and not very natural. Then I'm reading a book about Mount Everest at the moment, temporarily. But then I'm not planning to go anywhere at this moment in time because it's negative and you're emphasizing this specific time. And then finally, it's important to arrive at the airport in plenty of time to catch your flight, maybe 2 hours before. So now just pause the video and write, say, or discuss the same sentences for you. And finally, today's question, where did you have the time of your life? So do write your answers in the comments, guys. A nice phrase and a good opportunity to practice the language. Anyway, that's basically it for today. I hope that was useful for you. You're going to make fewer mistakes, and now you know some nice time phrases. Other than that, I'll see you for another video in the next couple of days. So until next time, see ya.